Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Austin here, back with another Brawl Stars video. Today, I want to go over the buffs and the nerfs this upcoming season. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We'll start with the nerfs. First nerf on the list is going to be Draco with a damage reduction with his super from 25% to 15%. I think this is needed. He was really good, an S tier brawler. He kind of was overpowered in some ways, but with this damage reduction, I think it'll be super viable, and it'll make him around an A tier to a B tier brawler, which is kind of what we want. We don't want the newer brawlers getting all the love and being the most overpowered. So I think this will still make Draco good, just not super good. So next up on the list, we have Angelo. So the way to get his supercharge now takes 3 fully charged arrows instead of 2, which I think will help him out. Depending on how many it's going to take for his hypercharge, obviously, if you missed my last video, go ahead and check that out. That was all about the Brawl Talk. And yeah, there was a lot of information in the last video. So if you didn't check that out, go ahead and check that out. Link in the description. But his damage also is going to from 4,400 to 4,000, as I talked about in the last video. So he is going to get slight nerf, but depending on how good and viable his hypercharge is, this might not do a whole lot. He still might be S tier. So if you're thinking about brawlers to max out, he's still probably going to be a good one to max out. Next up, we have Charlie. Charlie's getting a slight damage nerf from 1,600 to 1,520. I think this is needed. Charlie's been nerfed quite a bit in the recent updates, but I think this will finally make her around a B tier to A tier brawler. Her spiders will still be very viable, especially against snipers, so I don't really think it'll do a whole lot. It's 80 damage, don't get me wrong, it's a decent amount, but in the overall grand scheme of things, it's not affecting her super, her gadgets, or anything like that. So I would say Charlie will still be an A tier brawler. Next up, we have Sandy. Sandy's getting a hypercharge nerf. Her hypercharge is going from 1.7 to 2.5 supers, which is kind of a lot, honestly. But Sandy did kind of get her hypercharge really fast. I enjoyed using her for the time being. So when she gets this nerf, I'm not sure how viable she will be with her new hypercharge being so long to get, but it was kind of like you were popping out hypercharges left and right when you used her. But I think she'll still stay in the A tier. Next up, I hate to say it, but Rico is getting a nerf. Rico, I've been talking about the multi-ball launcher forever, and it's finally getting a nerf from 1024 to 896 damage. It is incredible how much damage that did to begin with, but now it's really getting nerfed. So I think this will drag Rico to B tier, but again, his hypercharge is coming out, so maybe it's going up. Maybe he'll go up to A tier, but for now, I think B tier is pretty good. Kit is also on this list, getting a reduced bonus from 200% to 150% with the star power. The star power that's getting that reduced bonus is the power hungry star power. So that star power, Kit gains 200% power from each power cube, and now it's going to go down to 150%, which again is going to help in solo showdown, which is pretty much where Kit excels. Pretty good in 3v3s, just depends on situation. Finally, on the nerfs, we have Melodie. As I mentioned in the last video, it looked like she had a little bit less health than she normally does. I wasn't sure what it really was, but yes, she is going from 8,200 health to 7,200 health, so an 1,000 health decrease, which I think will be super good for her. But at the same time, she had enough health to begin with a shield gadget. She'll have a lot more. She'll be right up around 8,100 with a shield gadget, so I think she'll stay in the S tier, but we'll have to see how these nerfs really affect these brawlers. In my opinion, I don't think it'll affect Charlie much, or Melodie, or Draco. The rest, it will, like Rico's is pretty bad. But enough rambling, let's get into the buffs. So we'll start with Hank. As I mentioned in the last video, Hank looked like he had a little bit more health, which was correct. He's going from 10,800 health to 11,200 health. Will I think this make him way better or an S tier brawler or anything like that? No. Unfortunately, Hank is just, he's prawn, man. He's prawn ready. But Next, we have Mandy. Mandy's supercharge is going from 5 hits to 4 hits, which could make her very, very good. She's solid now, but she really is lackluster against other snipers. So hopefully that'll make her really viable and right next to some of these snipers too. But it's hard when Angela's getting a hypercharge and Piper's getting a hypercharge and Nani's just levels above her. But we'll see. Maisie's supercharge is going from 112 to 125. Not sure if that'll really affect her too much, but yeah, why not? Janet has been out of the meta for so long, continues to be out of the meta, and everybody forgets about her, but her damage is going up by 40, from 1960 to 2000. I'm not sure that will do a whole lot. I don't see Janet getting back in the meta with this. She needs more of a buff, maybe with her gadget or her star power, but yeah, she's getting a buff. Next, we have Lily getting a buff from 1 ammo to 2 ammo. This will be very interesting. I think 1 ammo was always bad for Lily to begin with. She wasn't really viable even when she first came out, but hopefully that'll make her more viable. She has a cool and really nice mechanic, but the lack of ammo was really, really bad. And finally, Brock is getting a buff. His hypercharge, if you did not know, did 500 per shot with his hypercharge active with his super, and that was just so lackluster in my opinion. I didn't know that, and then somebody in my stream told me that, and I was like, wow, his hypercharge kind of makes him worse. So they are buffing his hypercharge from 500 damage to 750 per rocket, and the spread of the rockets will be increased, so it'll hit more of a wide range. So I think this will make Brock really, really good, and I believe his hypercharge could be one of the best hypercharges in the game now. It just never really made sense why his rocket damage did less when he popped his hypercharge, so I'm glad they fixed that. But anyway, guys, that has been the video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know how you feel about these changes, and while you're down there, hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. I always reply to comments. Thank you all for the support recently, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.